To be honest with you guys, man. And what Spirit is putting on my heart is to talk about change. And the thing about change is, I used to be the type of person to be resistant to change when I first started my spiritual development. And that was one of the hardest parts about my life. Spirit would always tell me the things I need to do or the places I need to go, but I would always have excuses. I would always have reasons why I couldn't do it or reasons why I wouldn't do it. And I will make my life tougher. That's my only problem in life. Not going with the flow of spirit, always trying to do what I want to do versus doing what spirit told me to do. But once I started going with change instead of fighting against change, I started noticing that my life went better. I got happier. My life just flowed and moved smoother when I stopped being resistant to what spirit wanted. So, what I'm telling you now is change is coming. And it's okay. Don't be afraid of change. Don't resist it. Don't fight against it. Don't put up a wall of defense against it. Change is a good thing. Take it from somebody that used to fight change every day. They used to fear change. They used to not want to change. Change is a good thing because you learn more about life, you learn more about your relationships, you learn more about how life generally works, and you just become a better person. The more accepting to change you are, the more better you become as an individual, and the more you learn as a human being. So be accepting to change, be open to change. Yes, change is scary. Yes, sometimes it's uncomfortable. But how do you grow if you don't change? If everybody came to the world and we all stayed the same, the world would have never advanced. We would have never had the scientists we have. We would have never had the technology we have. We would have never had the life development we have. We would have still been in the Stone Age if the scientists and Galileo and all of them had said, "No, we good with not having the Renaissance era. We good with staying with the technology we got. We would have never had the whole Renaissance era. We would have never had the whole talent that we got now and the development in science or none of that. We'd still be back in the BC era with God now if we didn't develop and grow and change and accept change. So change is not a bad thing. Change is a good thing. Change is something that everybody should want. Change is something that I look forward to because this made me grow more than I ever have. Because I stopped being resistant to it. I opened my mind to it. I opened my eyes to it. I opened my spirit to it. And ever since I opened myself to it, life has gotten better for me. And it will continue to get better for you. But you have to stop being resistant. You have to stop being afraid. You have to stop telling yourself that change is not a good thing. And I know all that because I used to do the same thing before I opened my spirit and my heart and my mind to it. And it's developed me so much. I've learned so much about my personal life and so much about my personal connection to everything because I've chosen to open my mind and stop being resistant to it. And that's why I can tell you from personal experience. Change is something to be celebrated, not feared or not hated, or not something you should run from. And so just accept your change. Keep your mind open and stay and take it with a thought of positiveness. Whatever somebody says to you or does to you, take it with a thought of kindness. Take it and don't take it as an insult. Take it and say, what can I learn from this to improve? What can I learn from this to get better? What can I learn from this to still develop? And just be open to it. Be open to whatever life brings you. That's one of the biggest things the spiritual journey has taught me. You have to be open because if you resist and say it's not possible or that's not my person, or that's not my situation, then it won't be. But if you're open to it, open to your mind, open to your development, then everything will flow in easier. You have to let life come to you and stop trying to control or stop trying to force the things you want to happen to happen. Because if everything worked the way we want it to, there would be no need for God. There would be no need for spirit. There would be no need for any upper entity. If we knew everything, there would be no need for none of that. But there is still a need for God. There is still a need for spirit. There is still a need for divine intervention. So I just say be open and let God do his job. If we were meant to be God, we would have already been put in his place. We wouldn't even be on the earth. There wouldn't be no need for it. And obviously there's earth and obviously there's planets. So that means that that's a long way of saying we don't know everything. And we need to be open to those that do and stop criticizing and judging other people because of the way they choose to be. Let people be who they are and value them for what they bring to the table. And just let people be them and stop trying to critique and act like you know so much more than everybody else because you don't, I don't, we don't. I just want to continue to develop and grow and just continue to change in life. And I hope everybody else wants to continue to develop, grow, and change in life because that's what's going to make us better as a unit and as a people. We all developing, growing, and changing in life. It's all a part of life, man. We all develop, grow, and change. And the harder we fight against it, the more we're going to stay the same. But the more we open to it, the more we develop as human beings, and the better we grow as a team, as a world, and as a unit. So I just want to see everybody grow and develop. I don't want to see nobody left behind. I don't want to see nobody stuck in the past. I don't want to see nobody down about what they could have had and feeling bad about what they used to do. Think about what you still can do. Think about what you still can have. Think about how your life can continue. Think about what you went through, learn from it, and keep it moving. And stay in the present. And just stay positive about your life. Stay motivational. Stay encouraged. Stay happy. And stay looking forward to life. Your life is not over just because you had one or two bad breaks. Your life is just beginning. Maybe those breaks was meant to teach you something, to get you ready for your next steps. That's one of the biggest lessons I had to learn. It's not about your past or what happened to you. It's how you choose to deal with it and move forward that determines who you become. And that's what I'm trying to teach the world. And I'm still trying to teach the world that it's okay to accept change. It's okay to grow. It's okay to move forward. It's okay to plan for the future. You don't have to be afraid of it. The future is not something to be afraid of. Change is not something to be afraid of. It's something to be celebrated and it's something to look forward to. Because change means growth. Growth means advancement. Advancement means the betterment of the people and the betterment of the nation and the betterment of the world. So just accept change, let growth happen, and let people continue to develop. And we will develop a better society and a better world for it. But you have to keep an open mind and stay positive about how life is growing. You remember that, and you will be fine in life. That's something that it took me most of my life to get comfortable with. Don't be like me. Accept it sooner so you can develop better sooner and have a better life as soon as possible, in my opinion. Learn that development is okay, growing is okay, being a part of life is okay if you really want to be, in my opinion.